Somebody asked me about gang stalking on my spiritual stronghold on YouTube. I like the YouTube community. I got to make sure I stay posting every day on there. But anyway, is gang stalking a reflection of a spiritual stronghold? I would say yes. How can you get rid of that energy? It's really just about time. See, a lot of y'all got to understand that what is a gang stalker? It's a literal, it's a disturbed spirit. It's an unclean spirit. See, people who have purpose and people who are creating, they don't have to stalk energy. Essentially, gang stalkers are stagnant negative energy, bro. And you got to understand that the spiritual realm, this is entertainment, right? But at the same time, if you know that somebody's touching kids, they're a perverse spirit. You know somebody's doing drugs, that's a destructive spirit. That's an unclean spirit, especially when you understand where the drugs will take you. You know what I'm saying? The crimes you'll commit, the things that you'll do to degrade yourself to sedate that urge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to pinpoint different types of negative mentalities that all fall under the same roof. Again, it's a many feathered bird, two wings, same bird, right? This is how y'all got to be able to see negative people. So when you're thinking about in terms of somebody's spirit, the devil knows you better than you know yourself. You feel me? Because a lot of people, y'all lie to yourselves, and the devil is a liar. So long as you telling lies, God can't know you, and the devil definitely do. You understand? So when it comes to breaking spiritual strongholds, that can actually be the people that's surrounding you. See, a gang stalker is not going to happen unless they actually know you or they've been observing you long enough to develop the parasitic parasocial connection between you and them, right? So they latched onto you like a parasite, and they're absorbing things from you that you don't give them permission. So you divinely decree to take all of your energy back from people, places, things in the past where it don't belong. You need to call out to the universe, call out to God to bring that spirit back into you, to bring your energy back into you. You need to not give your subconscious mind permission to hold on to things that no longer benefit you. You got to really cleanse your spirit. Essentially, people could be sycophantic, just F words. You know what I'm saying? And eventually, what you can do is you got to pray it away. You could use black candles. You know what I'm saying? Mix coupled with scripture if you know their name. If write it down, burn it in a candle in a glass bowl. You know what I'm saying? Put the candle in a glass bowl on certain scriptures. Focus your intention. If you don't know, my secret adversary. Right now, I went to the cards, right? And they was like, look, one of the things that's kind of blocking your page is you got secret adversaries. You got people. I literally just did a reading on myself the other day. I was talking to the spirits. They like, look, you could be more transparent online. You got two paths. You can do things that can help people, or you can do extreme negative things online. Either way, both paths are catapult me. But on my path, in terms of TikTok, because I asked about TikTok specifically, because I know I was getting gang stalked. They the spirit straight up let me know you're being stalked. You have secret adversaries, bro. Like, that's what's stopping your progress. And every time I get on here, I'm seeing one of these, chicks that I blocked download another account. One of these dudes, the dude that I blocked, downloads another account. You know what I'm saying? And they try to, attack. But lately, that energy's been going off because they have egos. So I don't just attack things spiritually. I attack it physically as well, and just psychologically, psychological warfare. When I know that they got egos and I know that they're going to watch my content and see something that triggers them, I'm going to trigger your ego to leave me alone. That plus I'm going to deal with spirits, and something's going to happen in their life where they get detracted from me, right? That's how I got rid of my negative energy and the people that like to gang stalk me. It's not a big deal. I take some of these things as complimentary, right? Because in my mind, there ain't one man, woman, child, or God on this planet outside of my God that I'm infatuated with, that I'm absorbed with, that I really want to consume myself with. I am literally self-absorbed to the highest extent. I can't fathom dedicating more of my time to other people versus myself. Literally, it's weird for me. So when I say things like that, somebody else's ego will get triggered. And it's like, yeah, this is pathetic behavior. Yes, because you're pathetic. And I would never do anything like that to anyone. So moving past that, you got to know who your enemy is and what it is. And if you got a secret adversary, that's when you go to God. That's when you go to the spiritual realm, because gang stalking is actually real. You know, people, you can give people stimulus, and, people will trust you, and people will see you as real. Like somebody like me, people have seen me as real. So they'll go to me, try to talk to me privately about their spiritual problems or whatever. And I already told you I'm not touching y'all. You know what I'm saying? We going I'm a post content publicly. That benefits me. I do not live my life to directly benefit individuals. I just can't fathom it. I hate America. Historically speaking, I feel old. I'm gonna just be real. And not only that, based off of all of the work I've seen, how companies do people, and all of the souls I've helped, the lives I've changed. Yeah. I feel like life is actually indebted to me. I'm not going out my way. There has to be a mutual exchange. Everything in life is transactionary. The only time that don't apply in my life is in my relationship. You gonna do things out of love, and I'm doing them out of love. Ain't no transaction. I'll get me a new chick. You feel me? But outside of my personal relationships, yeah, there's everything's transactional. I don't do no freebies. I'm not wasting my time. I don't owe nobody nothing. So there's that. But when you could create stimulus and a powerful enough emotion, and you understand the mind, and you teach people, even people who got larger numbers than you, they could be hot. They could have been on the app longer. They can understand virality and just post a lot of cliffhanger viral content, dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And when they come across you as that shiny beacon of light, that different thought process, that generator of creation, when you can create that type of stimulus and invoke that type of emotion, people will stalk you. And it's easy to understand why. But again, my spirit just knows that that's a pathetic human being. Essentially, go watch a Dolores Cannon video, y'all. This goes for the gang stalkers, the people that stalk people, and the people who don't. She straight up tells people in the video, and I'm not basing my logic off of her, but I just love that there are other great minds who can subscribe to this. You're not here to help anybody. Period. You shouldn't be going out your way, breaking your back, your emotions, your energy, trying to help nobody. But not on a spiritual journey. If you're not getting paid for it, don't do it for free. That's just how I feel. Nobody's life is getting fixed for free in real life. And I'm definitely applying that. But also there's the fact that you got to understand that certain people are they're incapable. 3 to 5% of their brain, that's all they're going to use. Like, it's biological, bro. There's some type of spiritual cap, and you got to be able to see that and feel no guilt and remorse. I'm not feeling guilty. At the end of the day, this is what people need to realize. If you didn't have something to offer, they wouldn't have no interest. So they always need to keep it in mind that they need to have something to offer in order to pique your interest as well. A lot of people forget that going into these situations. I don't play those games. You need to have something in your hand, fool, because I already know what I got in me. You know what I mean? Anyway, so yeah, you go to your God, use that black candle magic, use your witchcraft, bro. Use your spirituality if you are fully connected to God. But a lot of the reason that witchcraft works on people, because y'all all like a lot of people are liars. The reason you can get manipulated and tricked in the spirit and all that is because you ain't really close to God. A lot of people ain't close to God. There are so many different ways to figure out that people live with cognitive dissonance, bias, and sanctimonious platitudes, like delusions. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. And when you can kind of see that, you can kind of see who sleep and who you don't need to waste your time and energy with. Essentially, what I'm telling you is, if you close to the spiritual realm and you really practice in your spiritual practices, you should be able to get rid of any enemy that, you know what I'm saying, you're aware of, even if you don't know who they are. These things take time. I know these things take time. I had a spiritual entity attached to me years ago. Chick was stalking me, popped up on every account. Profile popped up at my house. It didn't matter what site I was on. It was weird, bro. I used to wake up with over 100 texts, carving her name in her body. Adult parental discretion advised. I would get videos of her eating her own puke off of the table. I can't make this up, bro. I was dealing with a real bad spirit. Said a dude sacrificed herself for her. He was like her slave or something. And it was just so weird, bro. She was a crazy chick. But I ended up purging myself of that demon, and I really had to cleanse my own spirit. When you can cleanse yourself and you move in a certain way and you don't allow these things to bother you, and you close to your God and your spiritual practices, these things will subside over time. It's no different than battling any other spiritual stronghold. If you dealing with gang stalking, you dealing with an element of a spiritual stronghold, and you need to assess where that's coming from, and then you shall be able to purge it out of your life.